Alright, hi friends. This is Treasure in the Royal Tower, which is the 4th Nancy Drew point-and-click adventure game. Yeah, let's get it going, I think. Sorry, I have this thing. So, I always, whenever I eat, get like hella sniffly. Yeah, it's editing me, and it's happening right now because I'm eating. And it always, all the time, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be spicy. I don't even think it necessarily has to be warm food. It's just any time. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Hi there, it's me, Nancy Drew. You're just in time for my latest mystery, Treasure in the Royal Tower. Choose your difficulty level to start off. If you're new to adventure games, you might want to click the tutorial button first for a few tips on how to play the game.
So this tutorial is going to be pretty much the same as the tutorial in Message in a Haunted Mansion was, which is basically you start in her room at the tower or in the mansion in the last game, and just like click around. So I'm going to skip it. I will do more tutorials with some of the later games because you're actually like in Nancy's bedroom at her own house. So those are a little bit more interesting because it kind of sets up the story a little bit more. You'll find like, you know, plane tickets for where you're going next and that sort of thing. But here we go.
Dear George, so much from my Wisconsin ski vacation. I arrived here at Wickford Castle last night, just before a blizzard swept in. The mountain is completely shut down, and the surrounding roads are closed. I think I'm one of the few guests who made it to the castle at all. The place is huge and old, and slightly creepy under the circumstances. You should hear this wind. What's more, the owner, Christy Lane, my father's friend, is away on business. I tried to ask the caretaker, Dexter Egan, how I could contact her, but he said he didn't know. Doesn't that seem odd? I couldn't help feeling like there was something he wasn't telling me. All this makes me a little nervous, but I'm determined to enjoy myself. After all, this is a vacation, right? I have big plans to explore the castle. That Ezra Wickford, the original owner, must have been quite a character to have built such an extraordinary place. It's filled with strange, dead-end corridors, for one thing. And I noticed one of the towers is totally different from the other ones. Of course, I'll have to save some time to meet Jacques Brunet, the French ski instructor. Tell Bess she'll be the first to know if he's half as gorgeous in person as he looks on his website. So, George, I guess things never quite go according to plan, but at least this time, the culprit is just a snowstorm. Talk to you soon. Now all I need is a mailbox.
Yeah. But let's see what's in our room. Wickford Castle room card key. In room 205. My locker number. I should probably get out my handy dandy notebook. Alright, I've got locker 310. And my combination is 517. Okay. So I don't know if it's in there. Yeah. What is that noise?
Sounds like the radiator is broken.
Excellent. Nice big bed. My alarm clock. Got my phone. Ooh. Ned's here. This is his debut in the series, I believe. Ned Nickerson is Nancy's boyfriend. He's alright. Oh yes! So this game has food in it. A lot of the Nancy Drew games have food in them, which I love, because of course I do. I love food. But they've got, let's see, just like silly names. I don't know. Some of them also have like food mini games. The mini games are great once we start getting to them. Alright. 1920, Ezra Wickford, the inventor of chocolate milk, dreamed of building a castle like no other. The project took 7 years, 132 carpenters, and millions of dollars, but by the time it was done, Wickford Castle had become an architectural marvel. Then in 1945, Wickford mysteriously locked himself away in the castle and allowed the place to fall into a state of decline. After Wickford's death, the castle was closed down for many years, its fate unknown, until it was finally inherited and reopened by his great niece, Christine Lane, in 1990, who we're supposed to be seeing here. Now it is one of the most popular vacation resorts in the Midwest. The castle is a maze of corridors, and some of them lead nowhere. No one knows why Ezra included these dead ends in his castle design, but everyone agrees he must have had quite an imagination. During his travels in France, Wickford became so enchanted with Chateau Rochemont that he bought the castle's grand tower and had it built into his castle in 1924. Few people have ever seen the inside of the tower because Mr. Wickford kept it sealed off. The tower is still closed, but in the coming months, Christine Lane plans to open it up to guests and offer guided tours. Miss Lane also plans to restore the vintage 1920s elevator to its original condition. Now, I tried to find information about Chateau Rochemont, and all I ended up being able to find was that it does exist. But it is privately owned, so there's not a whole lot of information about it. Let's see. Visit the library. Also while in France, Wickford acquired the Majestic Library and many of its contents from the estate of Jean le Boeuf, which means beef. The room is filled with antique books, both French and English. It's worth a visit just to see Marcel Bonnet's famous portrait of Marie Antoinette, which was imported from Chateau Rochemont. We're located just at the foot of scenic Butter Bridge. In the winter months, guests enjoy skiing on some of the best groomed slopes in the Midwest. In warmer months, guests love the hike to Butter Lovers Lake. The mountain fields are covered with the region's magnificent wildflowers. Look for lady slippers, skunk cabbage. I wonder if it's related to jazz cabbage. Black-eyed Susans, butterfly weed, devil's paintbrush, toad flax, and more. Right, I mean, we're bound to have an adventure, so... Nancy and her very unfortunate jeans. Which are, like, actually, like, you know, in recent years, a little trendy. So, you know, go Nancy. Go in the closet, alright.
I'd better take my key with me.
I picked up the key and put it back down. So I'm not gonna lie, these games are, at least the earlier ones, and by that I mean everything except for Midnight in Salem, which came out this past year, and is a dumpster fire, are some of the best point-and-click games I've ever played. Like, they make real-world logical sense. This is gonna be a dead end.
Dead end.
Yes, it is. Which, I've played a lot of point-and-click games. I really enjoy them, but a lot of the times the puzzles just get down to the point where you're just trying to combine things in your inventory that don't make any sense together. So, we don't have that problem, in part because they don't really use that system in these games, where, like, the inventory is also, like, where you combine items. But that's dark.
It's too dark. I should take the elevator.
mean, I could also presumably go down these front stairs.
Hello, Miss Drew. Did you get squared away upstairs?
Let's see.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Egan. My room is charming, but I think there's something wrong with my radiator. It hisses, and there's a clanging noise, too. Would you mind checking it out for me?
Sorry about that inconvenience, but you're just gonna have to sit tight for a while. I'm the only one on duty while the owner's away, and around here it seems like even if it ain't broke, it still needs fixing. Last time I checked, there were only 24 hours in a day, and now to make matters worse, there have been a couple of incidents.
Man, he's a dick. I'm an 18-year-old girl with a broken radiator. Jeez.
I hope it's nothing serious. The owner, Christy Lane, is a friend of my father's, and I know how much she loves this castle.
Everything's under control. Is there something else, Miss Drew?
That little name drop just to spook him.
I just need a stamp to send this letter, and then I'll be off to explore the castle.
Well, I can take your letter, but the mail's not going anywhere for a while. It's snowing like there's no tomorrow out there. So explore all you want. Take the grand tour. But forget about the library. It's off limits.
Off limits?
Someone vandalized our historic library. Really turned the place upside down. The owner, Miss Lane, she's gonna be pretty upset.
God, the library is killing me. It's a library. There's an R in there. Just...
Why would anyone want to vandalize the library?
I have no idea. I straightened up in there before check-in yesterday and everything was fine. Now it looks like a bomb went off. Books everywhere, and somebody hacked a big hole in one of the walls. I locked the place up and called the police, but who knows when they'll be able to get here.
Wow, a hole in the wall? What do you think they were looking for?
I can't tell, but somebody's definitely after something.
What else has gone wrong?
Well, this Professor Hotchkiss just called me in a terrible flap, saying our room's been robbed. I went up there, but she wouldn't open the door to talk about it. Wouldn't even tell me what was missing. So what's she want me to do about it?
Sounds like you're swamped, Mr. Egan. Is there any way I can help?
Well, Hotchkiss has a pair of ski boots in the basement. The Frenchman's been working on them for her, but he won't deliver them. Says he's a ski instructor, not a bellhop. I hate to ask this, but if you could grab those boots and bring them up to her, it might smooth her feathers. Sure would smooth mine.
Can you do something about my radiator?
Sorry, not yet.
So, how long have you been working here?
A while.
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Alrighty then.
Alright, so... hop in here.
Hi, I'm Lisa. Did you hear what happened? Someone broke into the library and vandalized it. Dexter locked it up. He's saying the culprit must be one of us in the castle. Can you believe it?
She sounds younger than I do.
Yeah, Dexter just told me the library is a disaster area and that it's totally off limits.
Too bad, huh? I'm dying to see what they did to it. Don't quote me on this, but I think Dexter has an extra key to the library somewhere around his desk.
I guess you've really got your finger on the pulse around here. Any other castle scandal I should know about?
Oh, we got scandal, honey. Professor Hotchkiss is claiming she's been robbed, for one thing. But the real scandal is downstairs. His name is Jacques Brunet.
But, like, who the fuck is this girl?
What do you know about Professor Hotchkiss?
Oh my gosh! Wait till you hear this! Hotchkiss is this nutty old woman who's always typing and talking to herself in her room. I was walking past her door earlier, and I heard her screaming that her room had been robbed.
You said she's a professor. Do you know what she teaches?
I'm really not sure. She just kept wailing, "My theory, my theory." I think she teaches history, or maybe a foreign language. I thought I heard a couple of French words pop out of her mouth. But don't quote me on that either. I only barely passed Spanish in high school.
Habla español?
Hardly. I'm just a humble photojournalist covering weird old mansions in the Midwest, and this place is one of the weirdest. Did you know Ezra Wickford, the original owner, shut himself away in here for like 50 years?
You must know a great deal about this place.
Not really, but I sure want to get into that tower that came from France. It'd be great for my story. Too bad Wickford sealed it off. Maybe it's his ghost making those creepy noises at night.
What noises?
Oh, just your average bump in the night sound effects. It's probably just Dexter trying to spook up the hotel for the publicity. I mean, did we stumble onto the set of As the Castle Turns or what? Well, you probably want to get settled. I wonder what we're going to do with ourselves while we're all cooped up in this place.
I'll let you get back to your magazine.
Stay warm.
It's over here. This is that hallway.
It's locked.
I swear my upstairs neighbors are some of the loudest upstairs neighbors I've ever had. Specifically the guy that lives up there. He really likes around 1 o'clock in the morning to start yelling at his TV. Of course, his bedroom is the one directly above mine. It's great. It's a great time. They also, it sounds like, just move furniture around all the time, which is what's going on right now. Alright. We are in the basement. Ooh. Aquaria. Got some ski boot rentals. Okay. Alright. So I moved my face so that you should be able to see the clock for this guy, unlike in Haunted Mansion, where I had it blocked with my face. But it is 1 o'clock now, so he is gone. Rentals from 9 to 12. And from 2 to 5. They got snowboards, they got skis. Here's the lockers. Can't look at any of those restrooms. One. I don't actually know if I have to put this in alternating. It feels right.
The combination is 517, but it's not working.
That's rude. Can I look at any of these lockers? Okay. Man, it is quiet. What time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock. Let's go over here. We got circuitry. Probably not mess with any of that yet.
Hello there, Dead End. My name's Nancy Drew.
Okay. Okay, so this also goes down here. That's good to know. Just in case the elevator stops working, because you know that's gonna happen at some point.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Je m'appelle Jacques Brunet. So, what brings you to beautiful Wisconsin?
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Nancy Drew. I'm here on vacation. What's your excuse?
My excuse?
Yeah, what brings a professional
I
skier
should've
from
picked the second
France
one.
to Wisconsin? Why not ask
Come
him?
for
or
the
Lake Tahoe?
cheese.
I am here for Isabelle, mon petit chou. She's an American studying at the university in Madison, and I've asked her to marry me. That is excuse enough to be in Wisconsin, n'est-ce pas? And besides, I am not the first French work of art to end up here.
So petit chou means little cabbage, and it is a French term of endearment for a loved one, not necessarily like a romantic significant other. But yeah. Little cabbage.
Ah, so you came halfway across the world for love. That's a fine excuse. So, when's the wedding?
As soon as possible.
Are you the eager one, or is she?
Do not ask me about the affairs of my heart, Nancy, or I would think you are trying to steal it. But tell me, how will you spend your time here, Nancy?
I'm dying to have a look inside that library. I heard it was vandalized. Do you know anything?
Nancy, a pretty girl should not worry herself with this type of thing while she is on vacation. I should warn you, Dexter is very protective of this place. He does not take kindly to people snooping around where they should not.
Thanks for the tip, but I think Dexter and I are going to get along just fine.
Get along just fine, you say? Ah, a woman who knows her own powers of persuasion. Elle est dangereuse, non? Ciao! Ah, Nancy, comment ça va?
Bien.
Dexter told me the combination to my locker, number 310, is 517. I tried it, but the locker won't open.
Dexter must be confused, because I think that is the combination for number 311. Try 311.
Tell me about these boxes you're making.
When I am not skiing, I need some other way to express myself. So voila! I make these hot boxes for keeping secrets safe. I'm sure you have many secrets, Nancy.
Creep.
Do you know much about the tower that's closed off? I heard the original owner imported it from France.
It comes from the Chateau Rochemont in a town in France near where I grew up. Marie Antoinette used to visit this tower when she was Queen of France. Until she lost her head in the Revolution, that is.
I need to bring Professor Hotchkiss her boots. Do you have them?
Yes, I fixed her boots. But you should be relaxing by the fire, sipping cocoa, Nancy. Not running errands for Dexter.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Listen, if you would do your goddamn job, I wouldn't have to run errands for Dexter. Alright. We'll try 311. Oh, or Alina Boyd. Or Tanya Lee Gooding. That's cute. Okay. Ooh, she's supposed to be like in her 30s? Or wait, was that just Helen Karp? What's this one? For Tanya Gooding. Let's see, when is your birth date on here? Do you have one from North Carolina? No. Man, this girl does not look like she's 30 or sound like she's in her 30s. I just want to leave. There we go.
Ah, Nancy, ¿cómo se va?
I'll talk to you later.
A bientôt.
Okay. I dig this elevator though. I was in a similar elevator once. I did a study abroad in France when I was in college. And before I left France, I stayed for a few days in Paris. And the hotel I stayed at had basically that elevator, but like half the size. It was tiny. But it was really cool. Terrifying, but really cool. Alright, where is Professor Hotchkiss's room? Let's see. Oh. 214.
Yes, hello? Is that Jacques with my boots?
Actually, it's Nancy Drew. But I do have your boots for you.
Oh, good. Boots, fine. Thank you. Everything is fine. Just leave the boots at the door, please. Yeah. Oh, and it seems I'm out of change. I'll just have to tip you the next time, Mandy.
No tip is necessary, Professor Hotchkiss. I don't actually work here. My name's Nancy Drew. I heard your room was robbed, and I'd like to find out what was taken so that Mr. Egan can report it.
Everything's under control, dear. Nothing to report. Thank you for my boots. My poor feet have been feeling so exposed.
There we go. Okay. Snatching those boots. Hello, Marie. All right. Ooh,
This one goes nowhere.
staircase to nowhere. So her room is right by the elevator. We're getting the hang of this place.
Can I help you?
About my radiator, Mr. Egan. Do you think you'll be able to fix it anytime soon?
Sorry, not yet. Hotchkiss called to report that she got her boots. But now I'm told that the light is out in the back stairwell. Could you check the circuit breaker in the basement and make sure it's working?
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Goodbye.
It's because I name dropped the owner. That's why this is happening.
Hi there, how's it going?
What do you know about Jacques Brunet?
Didn't you watch the last Winter Olympics? He's France's big cheese of skiing. He holds the record for the 500-meter slalom, but he totally choked at the games. I guess he's washed up now. But at least his looks haven't gone down the tubes.
So tell me more about the life of a photojournalist. It must be very glamorous at times.
Well, there's nothing glamorous about the pay, I can tell you that much.
Does your job take you to exotic, far-off places?
Well, there is a lot of travel. Too bad I'm so useless with foreign languages.
There was a little mix-up with the lockers, and I accidentally opened yours.
Yeah, and?
It seems you have more than one identity, Lisa. I'm just wondering if you are who you say you are.
A savvy photojournalist always carries a couple of alternate identities, Nancy. When you're working under deadline, you don't always have time to play by the rules. I'm sure you know what I mean.
I'm dying to find a way into that tower. Where do they usually hide the secret entrances in weird old Midwestern mansions?
I guess I should know, shouldn't I? Too bad most of the places I've covered aren't any weirder than imitation butter. I wish you'd hurry up and find it, though, so we can check it out.
I'll let you get back to your magazine.
Stay warm.
My question is, why doesn't she have her fake IDs in her room instead of a locker that's pretty easy to get to? I don't know. Seems like that's something you'd want to keep close. If that worked. Nah. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's no, like, I mean, they're kind of labeled, but not really. Got number 2 and 13, and that's all it says. There's 2 undone still. Did that fix it? I feel like, as much as I know I just said that these games are some of the best point and clicks that, you know, I've played, this puzzle is fucking stupid. Cause, like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't actually know what I'm doing.
What is the meaning of this?
Hey, I did it. Okay, cool.
Yes?
I don't want to pester you, Mr. Egan, but the radiator...
Thanks for dealing with the circuit breaker. Okay, we're really making progress here, kid. So, you go up to Hotchkiss's room and see what she wants for dinner. She's not answering her phone.
No problem, boss.
Is Mr. Egan also the cook? So that's fine.
Ugh! Virginia Woolf never endured such interruptions. Who is it?
Hi, Professor. I thought you might be getting hungry in there. Could I relay a dinner order for you?
Oh, hard to think of food, Candy, when I'm riding the raging rapids of my theory. Oh, right now, I have plenty of pre-packaged energy globules to keep me going. But tell Baxter that I am developing a powerful craving for couscous. Yes, couscous for dinner would be splendid. I'll have a nice tip for you next time, Fanny.
Did she even look at a menu? Definitely did not see couscous on that menu. But to be fair, that menu was pretty terrible for what I'm assuming is kind of an expensive resort.
The professor says she has a hankering for, couscous.
Couscous? Never heard of it. Tell her to order something off the menu.
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
You're a trooper.
Is that my couscous already?
Sorry, Professor, but there's no couscous in the house. You'll need to choose something from the hotel menu.
Well, I don't have a menu. At least not from this hotel. Oh, be a doll and fetch me one, will you, Ta-ta?
Where's my room? Oh, is it here? Is this my room? No. That's my room. Ooh. Sassy Detective Magazine. When we touch things, some of the oil from our skin is left behind on the surface of the thing we have touched. Our fingertips each have a unique pattern on them, and the oil shows our prints. This is how we get the term fingerprint. When you touch several surfaces with the same fingertip, the oil begins to get used up, so the fingerprint becomes lighter and lighter. The most common method of discovering fingerprints is called dusting. When you brush a light powder over a surface, the powder or dust will cling to the oil left by the fingertips, revealing the fingerprints. Remember, fingerprints will appear darker or lighter shades depending on how much oil is present. Now, sassy detectives, put 2 and 2 together to figure out how to determine a keypad access code. Here's a little test. If you saw the 4 fingerprints below, what order would you put them in from first to last? Will the darkest fingerprint be the first button that was pressed, or the last be the first? So the code would be 1735. Loud ass radiator.
Did you get the menu?
Sure did. How about opening the door so I can give it to you?
Oh, you're a sneaky one. Just slip it under the door, please. Nice and easy. No funny stuff. Baby back ribs, yes. Oh, chili cheese dog, fried bologna sandwich. I'm not usually much of a meat eater, but, very well. 50 drumsticks, please. Chicken, that is. Cluck, cluck.
Sure. 50 drumsticks. Whatever makes you happy.
Rock and roll, dear.
Jeez. So, Professor Hotchkiss continues to make appearances in the doesn't sound good. And she's just, you know, she's a gem. Ooh.
I'm not sure if I can make it.
Interesting.
Alley-oop!
Just got stuck in the elevator. Okay.
Can I help you?
The professor has changed her order. Seems she's developed an appetite for chicken drumsticks. 50 of them.
Okay then, drumsticks we got. Oops, but I guess Jock better take that bag of chicken legs out of the freezer. Will you tell him? And then take the rest of the day off, kid. Your radiator's as good as fixed.
I was in the elevator
About
and it got
time.
stuck between floors. I had to climb out the top and I just barely made it up to the floor above. Do you think you'll be able to fix it?
Well, I doubt it's broken. I'll check the power switch in the basement. Glad you're okay, but don't go climbing around the elevator shaft anymore. It's dangerous in there.
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Goodbye.
Okay, go talk to Jacques. Alright, the elevator's broken. I can't go this way. Just reset it. It's fine.
Jacques must be gone.
It is 6:30.
If it isn't Nancy Can-Do Drew, I'll get on that radiator right away. But be sure to tell Jock to defrost the chicken, okay?
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Goodbye.
But he's not there. Neither is this bitch. But, like, where is Jacques' room is the question. Because, like, not like he can go anywhere. We're snowed in. That's the whole point. That's why the cops can't come for the library. Professor Hotchkiss' room.
Jacques must be gone.
Alright, well, I guess we will go to our room and make some phone calls. So we haven't called anybody yet. goddamn radiator is still broken.
Hi, you've reached Ned at Omega Chi Epsilon. I'm not here to take your call right now, so please try again later. Thanks.
Ooh, this Ned is in college. Ned Woodway, a frat boy. Definitely.
Hello?
George, it's Nancy.
Great timing, Nancy. Bess and I were just saying how we wish we were out on the ski slopes with you. Hang on, I'll get her to pick up the other phone. Hey, Bess, our favorite detective's on the phone.
Hey, Nancy. How's the vacation?
I guess you haven't gotten my letter. Not only do I have a blizzard on my hands, but I may have stumbled onto another case, too. The castle library was vandalized, and one of the other guests says her room was robbed.
Boy, oh boy. Have you searched the library for clues yet?
Well, that's the thing. Dexter Egan, the caretaker, says it's locked up and off limits until the police can get here. But who knows when that'll be.
That's funny, Nancy. I didn't know the phrase off limits was even in your vocabulary.
Seriously, though, don't you think that your dad's friend, Christy Lane, would feel better knowing that you're on the case, at least until the police can take over?
She's right, Nancy. I mean, who knows what this Egan guy is all about anyway? Sounds like you're just gonna have to find an alternative entrance to that library.
Here I go again. Just hope I don't have to slide down the chimney.
And what about this robbery? Who got robbed?
I'm not sure. The guest's name is Professor Hotchkiss. I think she's a bit eccentric.
You mean weird?
Nutso?
A few sandwiches short of a picnic?
Okay, you guys. I just mean that I'm not sure how reliable her testimony will be.
Yeah, but she'll probably tell you something important, whether she means to or not.
Sorry, I'm responding to a Facebook message asking me what my favorite answer to a game is. Really like the spooky ones. Message in a haunted mansion, which we've already played. Thornton Hall is really good. I think it's the Ghost of Thornton. I don't remember the full name. Let's see. I do like Waverly Academy. And of course, The Curse of Blackmore Manor. Oh, and we will get to those. Alright.
I met my ski instructor, Jacques Brunet. He sure is French.
Ooh la la, those accents should be illegal.
I hate to break it to you, Bess, but he's engaged.
Now there's a real crime.
Right, Bess. Humanity is devastated.
I met this nice woman, Lisa Ostrom.
What's her deal?
She's a photojournalist doing a story on the castle. She sure got me curious about that tower.
Oh yeah? Does she know where the entrance is?
I don't think so.
Well, keep an eye on her, Nancy. Those photojournalists are born snoopers, you know.
George, are you suggesting that Nancy is a second-class snooper? You're going to give our friend a complex.
Oh, right. Like Nancy doesn't know she's the Prime Minister of snooping.
I'm trying to meet with Professor Hotchkiss to find out what was stolen from her room, but she won't open her door to discuss it.
That's odd. I wonder what she's so nervous about. I'll bet she's hiding something in her room.
Like what, Bess? The elephant that trampled the library? She's probably just a little freaked. I mean, if her room really was robbed, you'll find a way to make her trust you, Nancy. I'll bet Bess's last slice of pizza on it.
Hey.
Okay, you two. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Welcome to the voicemail system. Please press 0 to retrieve messages. First message. To go to the next message, press 2. Second message. To leave the...
Alright, so there's nothing to do in here. I can't talk to what's-his-face. I guess I will wait until Mr. Egan goes to bed and then snoop around his desk. And I'll just have to get her dinner tomorrow. Doesn't make any sense, but I missed the cutoff, so. We got Pen Pals Paper Products, Steno Book, Get Brene to fix Professor's Boots, refund guests who cancels, snowplows, try to reach Christy again, change library alarm code, change bulbs in tower, replace filter in vent shaft, keep searching, get boots back to Professor, check basement circuit breaker, get dinner orders from guests. There's a key, potentially to the library. Is that it? Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Okay. Alright, y'all. Gotta do the classic. Oops, if I can type. I'm not gonna lie, these games get me so excited. Not to belabor, you know, the whole isolation point too much, which is what kind of inspired me to finally start streaming. But, oh hey, welcome to the stream. I adore this game as well. This is actually, I haven't played this one for a long time. I've replayed most of the games. There's a couple of the, like, ones in the middle, like Creature of Kapu Cave, that I have not replayed. But we'll get there at some point. But yeah, it's been good. I played Message in the Haunted Mansion last week. We're doing this one this evening. Yeah, it's been fun. I honestly was never interested in streaming before. It's really good. It actually, yeah, it's good. It's been great when people are tuning into the streams. For sure. It's going pretty well. My roommate recently vacated, not permanently, just for, you know, our isolation. He decided to go visit his family for a while, save on some grocery money, since we were both out of work. So I've got the apartment to myself, so I don't have to, you know, worry about him overhearing me while I stream or sharing the internet. But it's been a good time. Once we get through this one, I'll be doing the final scene, which I played a lot when I was younger. And then just kind of like decided I didn't like it as much, so I'll be interested to see going back to it, how I actually feel about it as an adult. But we're here for the exciting bit. Yeah. About to go in the library for the first time. Have you played, oh yes, you love this game, so you have played Treasure in the Royal Tower, I'm guessing. Not look at chat for a second, because I know that I'm about to set off an alarm. Alright. Where is the alarm? Oops. I don't have any dust. Uh-oh. I might get caught. I don't remember where the dust is. Oh, there we go. Shit.
Well, well, well. Look who returned to the scene of the crime. You're out of here.
Didn't you hear Dexter coming?
Yeah, but I didn't know what to do. I guess I just froze.
It's not like you, Nancy. You always know how to make an emergency exit. Maybe you really do need some rest.
Who can think of rest and
Yikes.
relaxation when there's a mystery to solve?
See, this is why I don't like Ned. He's a terrible boyfriend. Alright, so I'm gonna go inside. Get this plant dust. Maybe.
Well, well, well. Look who returned to the scene of the crime. You're out of here.
Didn't you hear Dexter coming?
Yeah, but I didn't know what to
so-
do. I guess I just froze.
It's not like you, Nancy. You always know how to make an emergency exit.
Words.
Maybe you really do need
I'd
some
like to
rest.
enter into
Who can
Sunshine
think of
Island.
rest and relaxation when there's a mystery to solve?
Shadow Ranch, for the longest time, I played it when it came out when I was younger. I couldn't beat it until like college because of the goddamn like tilting marble game at like the end of the game. I just couldn't do it, and so I got like to that point and just had to stop and like play the next one when it came out. I've definitely beat it a few times now. Sorry, all my games are over there at a bookshelf. All my Nancy Drews are together. Got like half of them in those giant boxes. But yeah, I do like Shadow Ranch. Have only played Capu Cave the once. And yeah, I definitely would say like the scary games are my favorite. So Message in the Haunted Mansion, which was also my first one that I played. When I was little, I played it with my stepmom. I really like Ghost of Thornton Hall. Shadow at Water's Edge is great. Definitely am a little worried about playing those ones, especially if I'm still home alone at that point, because, if I'm gonna play them alone in the dark and terrify myself, then, that's what's gonna happen. But, yeah, they're a good time. I really do. If you remember and want to share where I get the dust from to get this code, because I have a paintbrush, I just don't remember how to dust for the prints on the alarm. Feel free to share, because I'm about to look it up. Because I've already gotten caught like 4 times. I feel like at this point it's just a little redundant. But I do, when I cheat on Answer Drew games, I use the uhshints.com or whatever it is, because they just give you like their hints. It's not a full walkthrough, so it doesn't spoil the whole thing. Yeah, I've already looked at the magazine. It's just the actual dust that I can't remember where to find. So, like, Nancy knows that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've got my little paintbrush to, like, actually dust for the prints. I just need the dust. Okay. Then we will come back. So the dust is on the desk in the library. But it may not be time to use it anyway, but we're gonna try it. Okay. We're gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we're gonna try to sneak in a different way.
Well, well, well. Look who returned to the scene of the crime.
Okay, so we're gonna have
You're
to
out
sneak
of
in
here.
through the vents.
Didn't you hear Dexter coming?
Yeah, but I didn't know what to do. I guess I just froze.
It's not like you, Nancy. You always know how to make an emergency exit. Maybe you really do
truly
need some
is the
rest.
worst.
Who can think of rest and relaxation when there's a mystery to
This is the
solve?
first time I've even talked to him. I called him earlier. Didn't answer. Too busy with that frat life. Alright, so...
It's locked. It's locked.
Alright, so I think I need to go up to the second floor. And then I can break through the vent. Maybe? Alright, well, she's not letting me do that yet, so I will just go to bed. Then we'll ask Jacques to defrost some chicken when we wake up. Which is, you know, very appetizing. He is back at 9. Yes. So I am streaming at 7:30. Is when I've been starting. As far as days of the week, right now it's just been when I know I have a couple nights available in a row. I was, up until this week, still occasionally working. But I don't work at all this week, so I might stream a couple games. But I'm trying to do like half the game one night, half the game the next night.
Ah, Nancy, comment ça va?
Lisa told me you were in the Olympics. What was that like?
Disappointing, frustrating, humiliating.
Sounds like one of those valuable learning
7:30
experiences you
Eastern.
might never
I'm
live
in
down.
Atlanta.
Oh, you said it, Nancy. It was the worst day of my life. To fall flat on my face with
So
my
I've been
family,
streaming for a little over
my
an
country,
hour
and the
already.
rest of the world watching.
Dexter needs you to defrost that big bag of chicken legs.
Oh la la la, what does he think I am? A sous chef?
I'll talk to you later.
Allez, bye bye.
Okay. Let's go see what Mr. Egan is doing.
Did you see I fixed your radiator?
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Goodbye.
Okay. Fix my radiator. Hotchkiss should be getting her 50 chicken drumsticks for dinner.
Is that you, Brandy? Oh, I'm glad you're here. At the moment, my theory is rising like a magnificent souffle. I need to collect a few more ingredients, if you will, but it's a delicate situation. If I leave my room even for a moment, I fear the souffle will come crashing down in a heap.
Yeah, 50 chicken drumsticks is completely insane. I also like that when she orders them, she prefaces it with that she doesn't usually eat meat and then orders like 25 chickens worth of drumsticks. Which, like, I kind of get as someone who eats pretty healthy, like every once in a while, if I want junk food, I might go on a small binge. But, like, that's a lot. That's so much.
What do you need me for, Professor?
What I need is some information about the castle. Hard numbers. I've come to the conclusion that you are an enterprising and faithful soul. Therefore, I have decided to entrust you with this important mission. Who knows? If you succeed, I might whisk you away from the hotel business to be my personal research assistant.
Which I know you said that you've played some of the games. Have you played any of the other ones that Professor Hotchkiss is in? She does make some more appearances throughout the series.
Well, Professor Hotchkiss, I'm not actually in the hotel business, but I'd love to help.
Marvelous! Here's what I need to know. On what date was the Bastille prison destroyed during the French Revolution? I'll be very eager to hear what you come up with. But please, don't disturb me unless you have the answer.
Okay, cool. She's in, I know for sure, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, which I want to say is like number 6 or 7 or something in there. And that one's a fun one. There's an entire train car of just like messed up porcelain dolls. So that was scarring as a child. But she's for sure in that one. I think she might be in another one too. There's a couple like recurring side characters in these games that are Nancy Drew's like person of like authority on any given subject that she'll talk to when she needs advice. But Hotchkiss is one of my favorites. Right. I really just need to break into this library.
It's locked.
Yeah, the checklist doesn't start until the 6th one, I believe. Could definitely be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that, because there wasn't one in Message in a Haunted Mansion either. I don't think there's one in the final scene, but that could be where they add it. I don't remember. I mean, I'll find out shortly. But yeah. This one is Senior Detective, since I've played it so many times. Though honestly, now that I'm playing through it again, I don't remember it as well as I thought I did. I feel like, you know, I'm almost 30. I've played them all before. It's a little cheatsy to play on Junior. That being said, there are some of them that once you do get the checklist, they don't let you use it if you're on Senior Detective, so I might play those on Junior Detective just so I know what I'm doing.
Can I help you?
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
But yeah,
Bye, kiddo.
games definitely vary as to how much the junior senior detective actually matters from my experience.
Hi there, how's it going?
I'll let you get back to your magazine.
Keep me posted.
Okay. Let's definitely break into library time. Because nobody has anything to say to me. I do love that, like, when I was younger, I didn't really know anyone who played these games, but as an adult, I've found quite a few people that remember them. I haven't really found anyone that's played all of them, but it's been fun to, like, find other adult humans and be able to bond over these games. Because they were definitely, like, popular enough, but still kind of niche that, you know, not everyone has heard of them. Not like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Okay. How do I get over there? Do I have to crawl up from the bottom, maybe? Wait, I don't have a key yet, so I can't go in here without the elevator. There we go. Oh, that's definitely a secret door.
Okay, I hear you. Darn you, crazy old man. I know you hid that thing around here somewhere.
Yeah! I just had to go to the basement and climb out of the elevator.
The least you could have done was left me a hint. I don't have time to clean this up.
Okay. That poor wallpaper. Right, an atlas of the United States. Aw, Madison. Never actually been to Madison, Wisconsin. I have a few friends that either do or used to live there. I feel like I should probably write down some of this information, but I'm gonna skip it for now.
Sure is dusty.
One of the, let's see, oh nice, one of the many great portraits painted by Marcel Bonnet during his career, none has fueled more controversy and gossip than this portrait of Marie Antoinette, which was completed only months before the Revolution broke out. It all began when King Louis XIV, Marie's husband, commissioned an opulent jeweled tiara for her birthday. Set in the tiara were a ruby and emerald, a sapphire, and a 52-carat diamond, bigger than any diamond ever before worn by French royalty. Marie was horrified by the tiara's extravagance and refused to wear it. It is even rumored that she referred to it as my crown of ruination, though no one knew what she meant by this. When it came time to have her portrait painted by the master Bonnet, Marie insisted on posing away from the palace at Versailles and the tower room of the Chateau Rochemont, where she visited to escape the growing turmoil in Paris. Further, the queen refused to be painted wearing the tiara. I don't actually know how true that is. I tried to do some reading about the Chateau Rochemont before this stream, and it is a real chateau, but it's privately owned, so there's not a whole lot of information about it. Definitely nothing linking Marie Antoinette to it. I'm not sure why they picked that particular chateau. Also, I doubt Marie Antoinette would have been upset by such a tiara, because her whole wanting to sympathize to the common people is very contested, as kind of like more of a modern folklore and less of actual fact. Because, you know, she was also Austrian, so she didn't even really speak French. It was a whole thing. But anyway, King Louis was furious, but Marie would not budge. She chose to ornament herself with a purple rose instead. Not just a flower, but a symbol of her willful defiance of her husband's wishes. She was also like 14, so... When the portrait was finished, she gave it to the Rochemonts in appreciation of their loyal friendship. Shortly thereafter, the revolution erupted in full. When Marie Antoinette and her husband were arrested, the queen refused to reveal the whereabouts of the tiara. Even after her execution, neither the tiara nor the magnificent jewels it contained were ever found. To this day, speculation and heated debate continues about what became of the crown of ruination. That's because it's here. Okay. What we got here? A sly rabbit will have 3 openings to its den. Ooh. I don't want to do that puzzle yet, though, because I don't know what it is. Oh, a book by Professor Hotchkiss. Traditional history books have seldom mentioned it, but there is ample evidence that Marie Antoinette's favorite color was purple. This is not an insignificant fact, as some might think, but one that may offer great insight into the character of a queen who I believe has been hastily and unfairly judged, both in her lifetime and up to today. Purple is traditionally considered to be a color of majesty or royalty, but this does not mean that it is merely a color of wealth and power. On a deeper level, purple symbolizes loyalty, dignity, wisdom, and truth. When Marie had her portrait painted by the master, Marcel Bonnet, she chose to pose holding a purple rose instead of wearing the extravagant diamond tiara that King Louis XIV had given her. She knew that it would be insensitive to wear such a tiara at a time when the French masses were starving and angry. By choosing the rose, Marie acted with wisdom and loyalty to her people. As one of the last acts of her short life, Marie chose to wear purple slippers for her walk to the guillotine. Convicted of crimes for which she never confessed, crimes that were never proven, Marie accepted her death sentence with resignation. However, as she walked to meet her death in her favorite purple slippers, she expressed her unshakable dignity and her silent protest as to the truth of her innocence. Hans Axel von Fersen was a Swedish-French soldier and diplomatic agent who became a close friend of Marie Antoinette during the early 1780s and went on to work for the counter-revolutionary movement after 1789. After Antoinette's execution in 1793, von Fersen wrote about her every year on the anniversary of her death until his own death in 1810. Many scholars have concluded that he must have been in love with her. His diary recounts his political movements during the time and provides us with valuable historical insight. Perhaps the date of when the Bastille fell, which should be July 15th, which is Bastille Day. Bastille Day. Let's see. Talking about Commander Leboeuf and the attempt, which is factual, for Marie Antoinette to flee Paris. Interesting. Okay, let's get those fingerprints. Oh shit. Didn't mean to press the button. Alright, so we've got 3 asterisk 7 2. Library alarm code. Got my handy dandy journal, which you need, especially in the older Nancy Drew games. I didn't actually see a book about when the Bastille fell.
Hi there, how's it going?
Did you know Professor Hotchkiss published a book on Marie Antoinette?
Yeah, I looked her up on the internet. The critics panned the book. Looks like other historians think she's a real quack.
I'll let you get back to your magazine.
Keep me posted.
So, like, basically, Professor Hotchkiss is like the ancient aliens guy.
Can I help you?
Or, you know,
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Bye, kiddo.
French history, I guess. I have to be very precise with my aim as far as getting to the right door in this game.
Yes. Did you find the information I asked you for?
Sure did.
Good, but I need you to write it down so I don't forget. Thank you. Let me do some calculations to see if this is correct. No, that can't be it. It doesn't fit my calculations. You'll need to try again.
All right. I guess I'll go actually look at all the books in the library that I didn't read. I need to tell her what day the Bastille fell, which I went on a metagame guess and just guessed Bastille Day, which is July. Oh, it's July 14th. I wrote 15th. Let me try that again. So I just need to check. Which is probably in that diary that I kind of skimmed over. But, you know, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I'm on my third glass of wine. These are my excuses. At least I have the alarm code now.
It's locked.
Okay, so it's not in this book. I might be missing a book, though. So I will just keep looking. Oh, I totally missed this part. I'm gonna write down this global location. 45 north, 90 west. Since we've got a couple puzzles down here. Hey, here we go. All right, so we've got negative 15, 10, negative 5. Go up to this guy. Negative 15. Oh. There was a key in the candle. The cassette's been empty for many years now. These hallways just... Oh, the castle's been empty for many years now. These hallways just echo in vain. And oh, how I miss you, my one-time son. My anger is dissolved into pain. I still don't know why you pilfered my wallet. The money could hardly have mattered. That $50 I'd given you twice, but instead my poor heart you shattered. If only I could find you, we'd patch it all up, talk through it as dad and son should. Perhaps you meant only to test my love, perhaps you felt misunderstood. I want you to know that your old man forgives you. Old bygones are bygone with me, so I've left you one keepsake to remember me by. You'll sure be delighted to see. Go out to the garden, my old thinking spot, my refuge in hours of dread. Your luck charm is stashed where no stranger would look, in the back of my old troubled head. So this is goodbye, dear Dexter, farewell. You offered me much needed joy, and I'll never forget all the laughter brought me, my darling young rascally boy. Dexter's his son. Got some books. Okay, what's on this side? When he was good, he was very, very good. When he was bad, he was horrid. He was a young buckaroo during World War II. Ooh, he was passing phony checks. And he won't inherit the castle. Sorry, my cat is demanding attention. Okay. Still haven't found out anything about when the Bastille fell.
So what'd you find in the library?
Please, Lisa. You know it's off limits.
Oh, come on, Nancy. You've been on the prowl. I can tell by the sparkle in your eye.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Aw, you're no fun.
I'll let you get back to your magazine.
Later, Nancy.
Meanwhile, this bitch has like 3 passports in a locker.
Can I help you?
So, did you grow up around here?
You could say that.
Did you know the original owner, Ezra Wickford, when he lived here?
You could say that.
What was he like?
They call it the past for a reason, okay? Because it's over.
So, do you know if Ezra Wickford had a place where he liked to go and think? Someplace he thought of as a refuge?
There was a private area of the garden. Yeah. The entrance was hidden, so no one could bother him there.
Do you think I could go check it out?
Forget about it. There's nothing out there but dead weeds and crumbling statues.
Were you allowed to go out there?
Once in a while he'd bring me out there and teach me about his favorite flowers, but that was like 100 years ago.
Okay. See ya, Mr. Egan.
Goodbye.
It was like 100 years ago. Definitely not half of that, like 100. All right. This is a Devon.
Ah, Nancy, comment ça va?
I'll talk to you later.
Ciao!
So I've got this cool old key. I need to find out when the Bastille fell. What's this? But I think that might be it for me this evening. Gonna turn in, as it were. If I can find my room. I'm just glad my radiator's fixed, because that noise was terrible. Got a little oil can now. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. So I hope to see you soon.